to welcome you all on this important day in our university held to celebrate academics and sports. All of you students whom we recognize today,
Ms. Aswani Uni. Now calling upon the students of the School of Hotel and Tourism Management. Ms. Chaman Tehseen. Ms. Srimati M. Ms. Abhirami M. Now calling upon the students.
It's going to be 500 million in next 7 years. We have got a national highways which is 150,000 kilometers. It's going to become 200,000 kilometers. Electrification is largely done. Renewable is a big push. We are at 160 gigawatt. It's going to go to 500 gigawatt. We are going to have EV manufacturing. We are going to have battery management system. All of these sectors needs the infrastructure, and the core engineers are the one who are making it happen, and the core engineers will continue to make it happen. So, rather than looking at converging into area which is unknown to you, going about it, focus on career which will take you to places as renowned engineers of the future. If you come into the technology space, the manufacturing is going to transform. It is unfortunate as India, with 140 crore people, we don't have one Microsoft of the world. We don't have one Cisco or IBM or Google of the world. We don't have one Tesla of the world. But as we are going towards building the core strength within the country, you as youngsters have got a great opportunity to be part of that, and one of that can emerge out of one of you. I think wishing you all the best, that should be the focus to take the country forward. We talk about EV vehicles coming in, the powertrains, which needs the core of mechanical and electronic engineers coming together. And India is transforming from IC engines to EV, and it's not far away. Maybe in the next 5 years, you will see 60% of the manufacturing in automobile will be based on the EV. India has set up a mission for $100 billion investment in semiconductor. Again, every chip which goes into embedded systems today is coming outside of India, and we are assembling it for somebody again outside the country, like Apple of the world. So there's going to be a huge focus on design of semiconductors and fabrication of the semiconductors, where some of you will be definitely getting a great opportunity, and that's going to be a core premium skill which is happening right in front of us. Companies like Tata's have already invested, LP has invested into fabless design. Some of the names which you will hear like Synopsys and Cadence kind of softwares, some of you might have heard about it. That's going to get you a 3x value compared to your coding job, and that's something which is evolving for you in the days to come. So again, back to the fundamentals. The other one for probably the non-engineering students, the BFSI sector, the banking, financial and insurance, is slated to be $300 billion market in the next 5 years. Today it is at a 220 odd. So $300 billion BFSI connecting and touching 140 crore people. There's a huge work for HR professionals, right from HR professionals to compliance and regulatory framework, how you go about it. And in the middle, it's all enabled through a digital economy, again coming back to foundation of IT, technology and application of AI. So, be clear about being a composite engineer and appreciate adjacency between different faculties. You are all not independent. A civil is not independent of electrical, electrical is not independent of electronics, or they are not independent of AI, ML. So if you all come together and if you appreciate each other and look at opportunities which are going to be helping you on a long term rather than the short term, I think it is going to be your time. Next 25 years, you are going to make it happen. And you are going to see India as a developed country and moving into the third biggest economy in the world very soon. And then maybe probably 2 or number 1 by the time you are grown like us. And all the very best, kindly invest the time in the interest of the nation, in the interest of your career, your family, keep up a good health and make sure that you are ready to run.
To showcase their remarkable contributions and vibrant initiatives, we now present
Ms. Gandhi Neil Rajiv, Ms. Anisha Judith J, Ms. Maithili R, Ms. Sanhata Pathak, Ms. Saranya Pal, Mr. Panaya Ravindra Hegde, Ms. Mithil Dev, Ms. Nandana Jayachandran, Ms. Srinidhi A, Ms. Sai Gayatri Rajiv, Ms. Abhishana Menon, Ms. Harshita,
Mr. Akash Satya Sarvaran, Mr. Shri Raj Muthaiya AL,
So we are doing well in sports and games. I would like to congratulate all those who won laurels for VIT from all over the country. And also give scholarship or honor to all those who put in 100% attendance. 413 students are getting 100% attendance and 9 teaching and non-teaching community also join this. I hope next year they will compete with the students and get more awards for 10% attendance. In fact, I studied for 4 years in Loyola. Our chief just studied about 20 years later in the same college, both in Loyola as well as Law College. And in all the 4 years, 2 years BA and 2 years MA, I had 10% attendance for 4 years. I want many of you to do this. It is possible. And I would like the teachers also to be a model. Unless it is absolutely necessary, don't go for a holiday. The availability of teacher is very, very important, and I would like to request them that this should slowly change, and they should also compete with the students. Then the students will be much better. They will have much better attendance. Of course, we don't insist on attendance for those who secure 9%, 90% mark, but many of them they attend. So I take this opportunity to congratulate all of them and all those who are getting their awards and scholarship today. The Vice Chancellor made a presentation about the 40 years of history. I saw that 180 students, we began in 1984 with 15 teachers. And the 1 month salary bill, including electricity and petrol, was 1 lakh rupees in those days. For me, it was difficult to get 1 lakh per month. Now it is 1 crore per day, 30 crores per month. That's what it is growing. It is possible because of parents. I always remember the parents, because but for them you will not be here and we will not be here. But for my parents, I would not be standing here because he was a small farmer, but at the same time he was able to send me to college. Of course, my elder brother is here, who was also responsible. In fact, he postponed his marriage for me because of my studies. And I always remember the services under it can't be service, they consider as a duty to educate their son. And that's what is happening all over the country. I am always worried about the poor and the middle class because the government is not spending much on education. That's the topic I want to expose today. In fact, Justice is here. We are very much behind the world in higher education. The average, what we call GER, gross enrollment ratio, that is between the age of 18 and 23, those who get higher education, they are called in the GER, they are calculated. The world average is 40%, but India, we are lagging behind with 28%. Of course, there is difference between state and state. Tamil Nadu is number 1, Kerala is number 2, Bihar is the last. And that's because we are not spending much on education. In fact, the new education policy talks about spending 6% of the GDP on education. This is the same thing which was recommended 60 years ago by Kothari Commission. And after 60 years, we say we want to spend 6%. Even though this is 4th year, the education policy has been proclaimed, but it has not happened. The recent budget presented by our Honorable Finance Minister, among the 15 lakh crores, only 1 lakh and odd crore is allotted to education, which comes to less than 2.5% of the total budget. So I think it is time now that our governments and political parties attach much importance to education. In fact, the guest of honor was talking that India will become a developed country. It is possible, but without education you can never become a developed country. Because you see the history of all the developed countries, all of them are concentrated on education. And their GER varies from 60% to 100%. That's what we want in this country. And it means that unless the poor and the middle class are taken care of, they cannot have higher education. And how is it possible? Both the union government, federal, central government and the state governments have to increase the budget allocation for education. And at present, the per capita expenditure is much, much lesser than many countries. To give you a concrete example, the OECD countries, their average is $17,000 per annum, per capita expenditure on higher education. $17,000 per annum, whereas US spends $35,000 per annum. The biggest country, China, in population, that's the only country compared to, anyway, we have overtaken them in population without any government help. And they spend $2,400 per capita, and India spends $260. Now you understand the difference, why we are lagging behind in higher education. Unless the changes, it is not possible for the country to come up economically. And there is a world ranking in public expenditure on education, and India's ranking is 155 out of 190. So we have to improve in order to see that everybody has a good living. And also the country's growth should not go to only a few people. It's what is happening in this country because of education is not available to all. No doubt we are growing. We are the fifth largest economy of the world. We are very happy. But when it comes to per capita income, our ranking is 141. Not only that, I don't know whether you saw the report, it came a few days before. The billionaires list in the world. Now India has captured third position. First comes US, second comes China, and third comes India with 205 billionaires in the world. If you have 8,500 crores, you will be called a billionaire. In 2000, we had only 9 of them in this country. In the last 24 years, India has grown and we have made this 9 into 205. And the top 10% of the population of this country own 80% wealth of the country. In fact, we have overtaken US in inequality. There in the US, America, the top 1% of the population own 37% wealth of the country. In India, the top 1% own 58% wealth of the country. That is because the people are not aware. People are not vigilant. People do not have education. This is where not only the economy, even the democracy depends on education. Unless
In the South University, Mr. Dhanasekaran M. won the silver medal in the Asian Chess Boxing Championship. Mr. Ms. Vaibhavi Kalluri won the silver medal in the All India Inter-University Beach Busway. Mr. Nagaraj M. gold medal in the Senior National Wushu Championship and bronze medal in the All India Inter. Ms. Jeevika Maran, badminton winners in the Rivera 2025. Mr. Ashwin Karthikeyan, gold medalist, Mr. Rivera 2025. Length of the days, length of the years may add to you all with good health. Thank you.